Hi, welcome to my free training. I am so excited that you're here, and I am going to cover everything that you need to know in order to be a very wildly successful entrepreneur. Now, I'm going to jump right in, so please just make sure you're comfortable, you have some water or coffee, and a notebook so that you can take some notes. Anything that really stands out to you that you don't want to forget, please do that. I'm going to shrink my screen a little bit so you can see my slides. And why don't I even do this for now? So welcome to How to Be the Most Successful Entrepreneur You Know. My name is Becca Starr, and I am the founder of the Bit More Method. I'm a career transition coach, which means if you're going from corporate or employee status or side hustle and you want to transition into very successful entrepreneurship and do it in a safe and graceful way, that is what I help you do. I have over 20 years experience as a successful entrepreneur. I'm the mom to two beautiful babies, Xander and Athena, and I am the wife of a rock star, my husband Matt. Here we are. I selected a couple pictures for today's slides just so that you could see a little behind the scenes. And this is us. My husband tours a lot, but when he's home, boy, we have a lot of fun, and we do a lot of prioritizing of our time with family and fun and adventure. And here we are in the top left. We had just gone for a hike and we were acting silly to capture that moment, and we were at a train museum. We live here in Los Angeles, and up in Burbank, I guess it is, there is a really cool little train museum. And the reason I selected these photos, besides I love them and I want to share the love that I have of my life that entrepreneurship has afforded me, I wanted to also tell you a little bit more about what I see when I look at these pictures. What I see is my evolution, and wow, is it huge. Where I come from very low income, low love, lots of survival, and I was on my own at 15, and I wasn't even a high school graduate, you guys. I really had a rough start, and that is why I began this foundation. I believe in you for young girls who are just learning how to survive. They have no idea how to thrive. It's not even part of their reality. And unfortunately, there's way too many kids and young people that grow up in environments like this. So when I look at these photos, I see the life that I have created, and knowing it could be bigger than the one that I had, and never, ever, no matter what, stop believing, because no matter how it looks, it's just a small little snapshot of what it could be. And now here it is, 16 years into my marriage with Matt, and our beautiful little children are reflections of the love and the care that I have, just really all the hope and dreams that I have and I've given to myself, you guys. And I want you to know this, because no matter where you're starting from, this is my promise to you. I don't care where you are starting from, you absolutely can create the life of your dreams, and not just that, beyond your wildest dreams. It's not just me. You can find so many other people that did these certain things that I am actually going to teach you just in this one training. I'm going to reveal and share these secrets with you that I know are going to help you so very, very much. And I just want to jump back on and just make sure that wherever you're at right now, you can love it. Wherever you came from, whatever your belief systems are, you can just accept it and know that that's what it is, and that's what it will be. And hopefully with your tenacity and your commitment to yourself and successful entrepreneurship, it won't take that long to truly see yourself in a completely different outlook on life, and your perspective will change and everything will get better. And so I'm going to give you these tools and strategies to get going with all of that. So let's go right in to let you know who this particular training will help. If you don't fall into one of these categories, let me know, and let me know what you get out of it. If you still gain great insight and tips, I would love to hear from you. Tell me exactly who you are, where you are in your business, your career, your life. This is great for corporate women going into entrepreneurship. Maybe you're full-time, over full-time in corporate, and you absolutely have some discontentment, some unhappiness, and this small hope or this idea that you could make it in entrepreneurship. You just need the blueprints, and you just need to know how to safely transition to have the security in the sense of the paycheck, and yet we're going to get more into what success means. It's not just the dollars. It's so much more. If you're a stay-at-home mom, but you want more than being that role and having those responsibilities, but you understand staying at home with your kids is a really important job, and you really just want to create more for yourself and have a purposeful passive income, this is for you. If you have a side hustle, you already have a business, an idea that you have brought to life, but it's very part-time, it's on the side, you do it when you can, and you really want to step into a full-time lifestyle. You know it's possible, you're just not quite sure of how to make that happen. I'm going to tell you exactly how to make that happen. If you have a current business, if you identify as an entrepreneur, or you are a small business owner, but you'd love to see this turn into a freedom-based business, then let's hang out. We're going to talk. I'm going to give you all of these awesome strategies. Take notes, and let's go right into it. First, let's cover what entrepreneurship is not. It is not small business. It is freedom-based business. There's a big difference when I think of what a small business owner does and how they perceive their day-to-day, and how an entrepreneur who is successful gets to live their life. I was a small business owner. I opened up my first spa at 26 years old. It was a small business. When you're in a small business mentality, you could have more than one location, but you are limited to the hours, to the location maybe. There is a ceiling on the amount of money and people that you will have a great impact on. And your accounts will only go so high because it's a small business. It's not entrepreneurship. So I teach entrepreneurship, and I want to clarify there is a big difference. It's not limited. Entrepreneurship is not boring. It is not easy. So if you're looking for the easy route, this may not be for you. It's not even comfortable. You're not going to hear me say, this is a piece of cake. This is not for everybody. If you want the same old, then you stay wherever you're at in the familiar, two words I just combined, familiarity, or the familiar of the going to a job or going to your brick and mortar business and being a stay-at-home mom, those things that can begin to feel a little like prison. We're going to look at it that way because I know what it feels like, and that's what it can feel like. And what we want to get you to is absolute freedom. And I want to make sure you understand the differences of what it is not, and what I teach is successful entrepreneurship that is creative. It's purposeful. It's active. There's always new things happening. There's always new ideas, new people, new situations presenting themselves. And it is uncomfortable. It is a very, at times, uncomfortable responsibility. And it's a beautiful opportunity, and it's so fulfilling. But I am going to talk about that discomfort today. And if you're ready, then let's do this. And I know you can because you've stayed with me so far. So let's get into it. Successful entrepreneurship. We work smarter, not harder, because success means joy and fulfillment in many areas of our life. It means not just career. It's family, travel, personal development, relationships, wealth management, a love of your life, and your lifestyle. It's so important, and that's what I want for you. So take note on that. It's success in many areas of your life. It means finding joy and feeling fulfilled in so many areas besides career. Some of my favorite aspects are that it's infinitely scalable. I love that you can make money while you sleep. We can afford the time to step back when we're overwhelmed or unsure of what to do next. I don't know about you, but when I have been in non-successful entrepreneur phases of my life, it feels like I can't afford the time to just step back. And it's such a huge part of becoming successful as a human being and as an entrepreneur, because we need to be able to do this. So it's a part of our business. I want to ask you, what does success mean to you? Please take a few minutes right now, and you've already had some introduction to some of these areas of creativity, purpose, fulfillment. Let's see, where did I put this? I want you to consider these areas of family, travel, personal development, wealth management. What would make you love your life? Jot those things down right now, because if they're floating to the top and they're the first things you think of, do not go backwards on that. Own it, write it down, give it a voice, and just keep it simple, but first things that come to mind. Okay, can you do me a huge favor? Take a picture of it or write it as you put it into the email and send it to me. You can send it to beccastar@me.com. That's my personal email address. And I just want to see, tell me, what does success mean to you? Just throw it in an email to me, take a picture, send it to me, beccastar@me.com. And what you're going to do by taking that one action is you're giving it a stronger voice. It's a louder voice. You're owning it even more. So do it right now. There's no wrong, and this is a part of maybe sometimes discomfort for people. We have an idea, or we say we want to do something, and then we start to backtrack, like, is that okay? Is that right? We start to have all these judgments. It literally takes 4 seconds, you guys. I've done lots of other trainings on that as well, because it's something that part of our brain just does automatically. It starts to question and criticize immediately as we have a great inspiration. I don't know why, but I think that's part of our human beingness and what we are here to know that we can walk through. So please email it to me right now. No delays. Get it right into my email box, and I will respond to you. Even if it's just a virtual high five and it's just saying, awesome, you did it. You did it for yourself, you guys. That is not for me, that's for you. So we now have a little idea of what success means to you. So in being able to identify what success means to us, it kind of gives us a good long-term game plan. And when we can step back because it's not feeling good, or we're feeling overwhelmed or unsure of what to do next, some of the questions which you can do right now ask yourself, what do we need to create or let go of? Do we need to do something or do we need to let go of something? And this takes time. This isn't a write down anything that might come to mind right now, because again, those first thoughts, sometimes just give them a voice, put it down on paper, black and white, make it real, so then you can actually move past it. But what do we need to create or let go of? That may be a process. You may need to ask that question every day for the next 3 weeks, and you'll get something a little different, a little bit more fine-tuned every single day. We identify goals behind the goals. When we can actually step back from our business and we have maybe overwhelm or uncertainty, what we can really begin to look at, and I do this in other trainings, so I'm summarizing a lot in this one training here that I have expanded on in other trainings. So please let me know if there's anything that you want me to find a link for, to send you different trainings or let you know how you can get to the podcast or the resources that help you learn more about any one of these ideas I'm talking about now or through the rest of our time together in this workshop. You can identify goals behind the goals, which means time freedom, money. Maybe you're lacking creativity. You're lacking motivation. I hear that one a lot. There are these things that are holding us back from our bigger goals. And usually they're one of those things. We need more time, more money, creativity, more ideas, more motivation. Whatever it is that is stopping you from that goal that you have, when you step back, you get a chance to really see, well, if I had more money, then that's what I could do. So what do you need to do? You need to prioritize making more money and being smart with your money. So if it's creativity, maybe you join a mastermind group, or if that's motivation, or you get an accountability partner. You can work with a coach. You can research articles on how to brainstorm. I have lots of techniques for you on how to tap into your own creativity. If it is time freedom, let me tell you, this is mine. This is for the last year since I've been identifying my goals behind the goals. It's been consistently time. I could really use some more time. So what did I do? I identified it. I created more time in my schedule. I asked for a little bit more help with the kids, and I wake up at 4 a.m. Sometimes I get to sleep in late till 5, but that time is my time. And I hardly ever watch TV. These are choices that I made because I could see that it was a lack of time. It wasn't the creativity or the money or the motivation. And I'm grateful that it was very clear to me. And once I identified it, then I could create what I needed. And as you heard me just mention a few things, I could let go of what wasn't helping me. And this brings me to the next bullet point. What doesn't feel good? And how do we make that better? It doesn't feel good to have very, very limited time where I feel like I'm on the fence trying to be a mom, trying to be a business owner, trying to handle the household and every aspect of being a responsible mother and wife and woman. I needed to create more time, which meant I needed to let go of things that I thought were important. And I don't miss them at all. TV, staying up late, sleeping in until the kids wake me up. I mean, these are things that once I was able to just see it more clearly, I was able to make some changes. And I know that you'll be able to identify one of those goals behind what's stopping you. So behind a goal that you'd love to achieve, identify it, give it a name, and start to wrap your brain around it. Open up your mind to what you could possibly create or let go of. We want this to all feel good, and I'm going to teach you a little about the Bit More method today. And the thing about the Bit More method is it's always coming back to feeling good. It feels good, and when we feel good, things are good. They just are, and I'm going to get way more into explaining that to you. It's such a great concept and one that you have a choice about. And so if something doesn't feel good, we really want to ask ourselves, how do we make that better? And by doing these things and stepping back when we need to, we are more able to make empowered and informed decisions. It takes us out of reactivity and puts us into proactivity. We are proactive and we are taking care of ourselves and we are making very empowered decisions, probably much more than we've ever made before. And being reactive is not a quality of a successful entrepreneur. And I want you to start thinking about these things because they will begin to help you just by being aware of them. Positive results begin to encourage us. So as we start to begin our successful entrepreneurship, whatever that's going to look like for you, we begin to have these validations, and they're helpful to keep us on the path and encourage us and motivate us. But there's also setbacks and things that we identify as negative. I promise if you continue to look at them, to see what information they provide, you will see it through to the other side, and there's always another side, and it's always positive. Always, 100% of the time. Setbacks provide very valuable insight that help us get more focused on our true purpose. So how do we begin? Let's start from, I gave you some good foundation stuff, and now I want you to have some steps to take. One of the first things, and this has always helped me, and it actually became part of my work, is study entrepreneurs who inspire you. It could be somebody in your community. It could be somebody like Oprah or somebody that is in the music industry, but this person is a business owner. These are entrepreneurs. They're everywhere, and there are those that are very visible or that speak to us. It resonates and it really inspires us. Start to pay more attention to them. Pay attention also to your own discomfort. Do you have fears? As an entrepreneur, one of the best things you can do is look closer at your fears. Take a look into it rather than avoiding it. By doing this, you're going to get more information and more insight. And what happens is by having the courage and the ability to start to pay attention more to your discomfort, you'll see what you need to do, who you need to be more of. You get this information to know what and who you need to be. And I put it right there because it's that important. It's something, that's what it gives you. And let's say you have a fear of public speaking or reaching out to somebody in a marketing aspect or stepping outside of a comfort zone that you've set up for yourself. There is so much in going into that discomfort and having some courage to get into a comfort zone. Entrepreneurship is all about stepping out of our comfort zone. And when we do that, the gifts are amazing. And I want you to think about, who do you need to be and what aspect of yourself is holding you back? Where do you feel the fear? What's the biggest thing you fear right now? Write it down and begin to pay attention to it. Write a letter to it. Ask it, what are you trying to tell me? What am I really afraid of? Walk it all the way through. Well, if I spoke in front of 50 people or 3,000 people or 5 people, or I put myself out there, maybe people won't like me. Maybe I'll get criticized. Maybe people will laugh at me. Maybe all of the things that are in our thoughts, we get to look at them and start to see actually how unreasonable they really are. And also we get to acknowledge them. Well, thanks, because you've kept me safe for so long now, and I've been in this familiarity and this life, this comfort zone. I'm ready to step out of it, so thanks for telling me what to do next. Got it. All right, this is what I need to do. And you're going to put on your big girl pants and you're going to do it because that's what we do. I want you to do it. So pay attention to your discomfort. And one thing that helps so much is to use methods and systems that resonate. So what do you have that resonates with you? You have morning routines, you have evening routines. If you have 1 hour a day to spend on your business, have a certain system in place where you know, this is what I do. I have, whether it's you go out of your home to do it because that works, whether it's the routine of always having childcare, and so that you can absolutely focus on that time. There's methods. I'm going to teach you the Bitmore method. There are things out there, and when they resonate, adopt them and just trust it, stay with it for a while, and you don't need to jump from method to system to method to system, but you want to plan things and you want to have the routines. Those are what's going to help you the most. So start to think of what you already have, what I'm going to give you here, and if it resonates, start using it right now and make it work for you. The last thing I wanted to mention is to find your Justice League. My son Xander has been way into superheroes, and I just watched the Wonder Woman movie, and it was great. It was so good, and it wasn't necessarily about the the Justice League and Superman. It was all about Wonder Woman. I loved it. It was really good. I have always called it your superstar team, but I figure we need our superheroes. We need the people that help us remember that we have superpowers, who we are, and that they hold us up and they've got our back. And we know we can call them. We can get them, to meet with us if we need to. And you may have to look, and it might not be anyone in your circle right now. It might not be family. Chances are, a lot of times it's not. It may not be the friends that you have, but we want the people that lift us up. So find your Justice League. Find your superhero team. Here we go into the Bitmore method. The Bitmore method is quite literally doing a bit more and a bit more. And as you do this, you begin to see extraordinary results. It is 3 basic principles. There's a little bit more to it, and I have other trainings, and I have a cheat sheet I'm going to give you and more information about the Bitmore method, but I want to give you this to start. It has to do with your feeling state, micro actions, and invisible team. And how do these all work? First, let me tell you what it is not. The Bitmore method is not a foo-foo method, as my aunt would say. It's not the secret. And I make these differentiations because it might seem like these things at first glance, but stick with me. And it is not difficult. So what is it? We need routines, we need methods, we need systems. And when we have some simple routines in place, it sets us up for success. The Bitmore method are habits you create and continue to use to the best of your ability each day. If you don't do your micro action or feeling state or your invisible team, the techniques I'm going to introduce you to, you end the day loving yourself anyway. You've done the best you could. There was a lot of other stuff, whether it's your own self holding you back or it's because you had a really, really busy day, and whatever it is in that day, the worst thing we can do is criticize ourselves or beat ourselves up. And I've had people tell me, Becca, I'm using the Bitmore method, but what do I do at the end of the day if I didn't do the micro actions? It doesn't feel good. That's why I put this in here. It's habits you create and you continue to use them to the best of your ability each day. These are routines. This isn't rigidity. This isn't another form of prison and ways to hate on yourself in any way. This is all to love yourself and feel good. And let's start with that. Feeling state. This is such an important part of the Bitmore method and the way that we identify what our feeling state, our proper feeling state is. I offer a great visualization in my workshops that seems to be very effective. You imagine yourself 3 months after achieving a level of success that you'd be thrilled to experience. I should probably record the visualization exercise that I do because it really helps you get there very quickly. But what I want you to do on your own is close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and imagine yourself. You've achieved this amazing level of success, this goal that you wanted to achieve. It is done. It's real. This is the life you're living. It's 3 months later. This is already, you're in a new chapter, and you just realize, like, wow, I did it. I did that. It's totally happened. How does that feel? Now, as part of your bonuses from today's training, I am going to give you a link to the Bitmore Method cheat sheet, and within that, you'll see a link that you can access your feeling state. It's a worksheet that has a lot of the words. They're all powerful words. They're positive. And pick 3 words or so that you really feel and write those down. Those are your words. And you're going to do the best that you can to embody those feeling words throughout the day. Micro actions are small, consistent, inspired actions. These are actions that aren't just things to do. It's not just staying busy. These are inspired. And we do 1 to 3 a day. We don't do more than 3. We keep this micro, manageable. And by doing one thing, I am not saying it's an easy thing, because your one thing might be to make 1 phone call, or you've been inspired to send 1 email. By doing it, that might require a lot of courage. So I want you to just have the courage to take, even if it's just 1, but no more than 3. And by doing just that alone, you're going to start to see remarkable shifts, and you'll begin to attract these people and situations and ideas that are bigger than you even imagined that you would get this information so quickly. I've seen it a bazillion times. So I want you to start using micro actions. Now, what is your invisible team? Your invisible team is going to help you with your micro actions. Your invisible team is your own radio station, and it is there for you whether you believe it or not. It's always there, and only you have access to that station. It is specifically for you, and with such a huge resource. My only question, if you have any challenge with this, is with such an amazing, positive, loving, and caring resource, why wouldn't we use it? So ask your invisible team, whether it is angels or your God or your religion or a tree outside or whatever you believe that feels good to you, ask for guidance and inspiration. You'll get it. Just pay attention to the messages that you receive. Those are your inspirations. And even if what you are inspired, or you feel like a hit or like a message is telling you to maybe doesn't make any sense at all, call this person that you haven't even talked to in 18 years and you have no idea why. It doesn't have to make sense. That's not your job to figure it out. What your job is to say thank you for the message and take that one small action. So now I want you to ask yourself the big question. What am I here for? What am I here for? Ask your invisible team, close your eyes, write down whatever comes to mind. Can you tell writing is a very powerful technique because it's so effective. Again, when we have these resources, why don't we use them? We really can gain so much insight from certain things like the invisible team or writing things down as we get these inspirations, or consider yourself like a computer that's doing a download. Okay, well, it doesn't make any sense, but I'm just going to write down all this gibberish. And by doing so, you get to the heart of things. You start to get more information. And when I say take action, writing is an action. So just keep doing it. What am I here for? You know why you're here. Why? Tell me. Send me another email. Let me know. Why are you here? Don't doubt it. It's time to stop doubting it. Don't criticize it. Don't edit it. You already know why you are here. It's not just to be a good person. Let's take it a step further. How can you help other people? This is how we're going to do the 3 levels of successful entrepreneurship today. I think if we consider what a corporation looks like, it has upper management, middle management, and departments. So let's use that as a way to visualize what our successful entrepreneurship is made up of. Upper management, that's the big questions. That's the big purpose. That's the 5-year plan. The clarity, the laser focus you have on that 5-year plan. What do I want? Who do I want to be in this world? Upper management is huge. It's a big part of a successful organization. If that's not clear and ethical and with integrity and purposeful, then it affects the whole ship. Middle management, what are our current objectives? This is your 90-day goals. These are your power statements. So let me review what a power statement is. Some people call them mantras or affirmations. I like to call them power statements because what they are is empowering. They give us the reminders of our power. If you have a 90-day goal, write it down in a current statement. I am speaking on this amazing stage with 5,000 people who are applauding me and loving every word that I say. I am waking up in the morning to $2,000 every morning this week. It's just being deposited into my bank account, and that feels great. So write down, I am a badass entrepreneur who helps these children or these business owners or nurses or anything that you want. Put it in a current statement, write it down on a flashcard, and then keep it next to your bed so when you wake up in the morning and then before you go to bed at night, these are the 2 times. You can do this at other times, but if you just do the morning and the night, these are the best times to do these power statements, and check in with them, remember them, and be very clear about them. In those moments, you can let it go. You move on with your day, and trust me, you're going to see some very cool things happen. So now the 3rd level is the departments, and this is the day-to-day. This is what keeps the whole organization moving forward, and this is sometimes the most important jobs. It really is, because without them, companies and corporations would literally fall apart. Daily goals. Every day, ask your invisible team, what's my goals today? What's 1 to 3 things I could do today? You might already know what they are. You don't need to go to your invisible team if it's common sense stuff. Then it comes in the micro actions. You want to do 1 to 3 a day. And I just included spiritual style because I think we all need some spiritual style in order to be a successful entrepreneur. So you just need to get in touch with yours and what feels good to you and stay in touch with it and consider it like the most beautiful dress you are going to wear today. What's your number one commitment? If you had one priority and one commitment, it would be to excellence. Excellence to yourself, the commitment to be excellent, the commitment to have integrity, your commitment to excellence as a human being, as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a business owner, as an employee, as a friend. Your commitment to excellence is there to guide you. It's not there to make you feel bad when you fall short. This is not about perfectionism. This is about your commitment to excellence. And the very first person you are committing this to is yourself. When you can take care of yourself, you can take care of other responsibilities. Let go of any guilt. Let other people do for themselves what they are able to do for themselves. And stay committed to excellence in every area of your life. And that is how we begin to start making a huge difference. When we can consider, how can I help other people? What is it that I've been through? What is my pain and my discomfort the most? Or what's my story? How can I help people because I have that experience? That commitment to excellence and being of service to others is going to start to feel really fulfilling to you. So I want you to really consider the best of the best for yourself and what that could possibly look like. Some strategies and a note about being confident. You are the future of your business. It's not your clients, it's not your ideas or your concepts or your marketing strategy, it's you. If you can remember that, you will have major success as an entrepreneur. The difference between being an employee or a small business owner, we can sometimes hide out behind those roles. And to be a successful entrepreneur, it's a pretty introspective responsibility. It's something that without the introspection, we may not go nearly as far as we could possibly go. We will be holding ourselves back. It's a really big part of entrepreneurship and success. And it's easy to consider that, well, yeah, as a human being, we want to be a good person, but we can fill our lives with so many things that aren't as important. And we forget how we are the deciding factor. We are what makes us successful. And of course, you could apply this no matter what your job role is or, what you do in this world. But I know as an entrepreneur, for you to just remember that you are the future of your business, the outcome, and the highs, the lows, they're all going to happen. But as long as you continue to commit to excellence for yourself, and you surround yourself with your superstar team and your Justice League, and you have the bigger picture, and you have laser focus, and you have 90-day goals, and you take your daily goals, breaking it down. You do 1 to 3 micro actions a day, but you have clarity and you take some small actions. Just know that that's enough. Your purpose is enough. And as you take the action, those micro actions and just action in general, that is what's responsible for getting more information. So if you're feeling confused or you're not really sure, and whether that's right now or next week at some point, you just are not sure what to do, take any action, do something, and that something is going to give you a response. If we don't take action, we don't get the information. It's not just going to come to us. So be in action, and just, if that action is writing, if that action is writing an email to somebody or calling somebody or having a meeting with somebody or taking a bigger part in something that you care about to help a community or a person or some way to help others, by taking action, you're going to get more guidance and more direction and more information. Trust that your unique station, that invisible team that we talked about, it's your channel. And as you use it and you tune into it more, it's going to get stronger. It's going to get clearer. And by tuning into it, you're strengthening that channel, which is really helpful. And when you help others in a purposeful and in an inspired way, you experience fulfillment. And I believe that is why we're all here. What we have unhappiness with. There's some part of what we have that doesn't feel great and it's not enough. But that's why when we can help others in a purposeful and inspired way and actually make that our lifestyle and our business and a way to have unlimited income, I mean, it's not just fulfillment because of income or helping somebody else and then, not getting anything in return. It's turning our purpose into a business and being able to balance our lives with all of the things that feel the best to us. The success in family, travel, personal development, wealth management, your love of life. What do you love? There may be things, and there are things you haven't even discovered yet. And your lifestyle. These are all wonderful things to have operating to a high level of success. And it's not just one. It's not just feeling fulfilled in career or just family. It's having success in many areas. So keep in mind a couple things before we wrap it up. Becoming who you are is always about letting go more than it is doing more. Do I need to repeat that? Because that's a good one. And it's something I think as a woman, or when we're in fear, we want things to just get better. We want to do more. I mean, if you tell me what to do, I will do it. It's not about that. We're not human doings. We're human beings. And what I've learned through my own experience and by helping so many others, it really truly is just letting go of what we're not. If it doesn't feel good, if it feels like an obligation or a should or something that doesn't feel fulfilling and joyful, let's work on letting it go and knowing that's actually what we have to do. We don't need to force doing anything. We don't need to do more. I don't even need to meet you to know you're doing plenty. You're doing too much. It's in the letting go of beliefs, letting go of responsibilities, trusting that other people can do for themselves, and trusting that you are in the beautiful care of your invisible team. And there are people in this world all around you that are waiting because they want to meet you and they want you to help them or they want to help you. Start to let go of what doesn't feel good and what you're not. And usually the great way to, attune yourself with what those things are is what feels good. And you don't need to jump off a cliff. Like I said, the Bit More method, this is not go big or go home or some huge, major, ungraceful, uncomfortable fall off the end of the earth. This is doing a little bit more and a little bit more every day. As long as you know that you're moving forward, this isn't a race. And by having intention and trusting your inspirations and taking actions on those things, it's literally like taking the 30-year route or the 3-month journey. It can happen quicker and easier than you ever thought possible. It's by following these simple steps, these simple strategies, and just remember, be uncomfortable. That's where the answers are. That's where your purpose is, actually. That's what's going to help you really get to the next level. Be tenacious. If there is one thing that has helped me in ultimate success, and I believe for every successful person, it is because there is tenacity. They could have an ability to communicate. They could have skills that we have or we don't have. But the one thing that gets us all to the higher stuff and the bigger vision and the bigger purposes is tenacity. being tenacious and never giving up no matter what. We fall down, we have a bad day, we have a couple bad days, but then what? Always, always, always asking yourself, now what? Now what? What's next? Just stay with that. It's tenacious. It's the best word. I did a whole podcast on this, and it's the best word I can think of what truly is the secret to being successful. It is always asking, what now? What's next? Do it. Just do it and don't ever give up. Tenacity and inspire excellence. So not only do you want to have a number one commitment to excellence, but inspire excellence in others. It's huge, and it changes the world one person at a time. And by taking these actions and letting go, but being uncomfortable and all of these things, I've given you a lot of information here, and I tried to think of, well, what is it that I can give you as a really great free offer? I wanted it to be free. It's a free phone call, a free session with me. It is for almost a whole hour, and it is everything that you're going to need from here to get you to there. So you use all of these things, but for right now, I am opening my schedule to booking one-on-one with me directly, free sessions, so that you can tell me, I didn't quite understand this, or this is where I'm at and it feels really good, so how do I do that more? Let's figure it out together. And again, taking the long road or taking a much quicker road, this is something you're going to want, you guys, and it's not going to be here forever, but for right now, I think it is the absolute best thing I can offer you, and then I can find out more about where you're at. I can tell you about many resources that I have, because if you go to my website, you will see there are a lot of, there's podcasts, there's free downloads, there are things that have already been created that are there for you, and just by talking to a coach, you're able to move mountains. Seriously, it is something that gets you to a whole different place. So like within one session, and sometimes I use coaches, and sometimes I'll have a session and it doesn't even seem like, it seems like a big deal at the time, but it doesn't even hit me the impact that it has moving forward. So say it's like 3 weeks later, there are so many times when I work with a great coach where I am like, oh my gosh, that's from that. Like I can tie it back to that one transformational moment. And I don't do private sessions, so this is a really big deal. I want you to get on the phone with me. I'm offering it free, no strings attached, and there will be a link if it's not on this page already. It's going to show up when the webinar ends. I have it set up so that you can just click on a link, fill out a short application so I know exactly how to make the best use of our time. What can I help you with? Let's get on the phone and let's do it. And this is great for me because I really want to hear what my audience is struggling with. I want to know, how can I help you even better? So trust me, this is a win-win, and I want you to take advantage of that. There'll be a link that pops up right at the end here. You'll get these free bonuses I'm going to give you. Thank you so much for staying, and I want to leave you with this one thing that you're going to wrap around your head, and don't let it haunt you till the day you die, as my husband would say. If you have something in your heart, if you have something in your mind that you know is something you could do or you want to do, and you know it's there, this is your time. Stop doing things that don't work. It's your time. Your time. It's time to experience a new you. Fulfilling, exciting, liberating, that you. All the time. And it's a beautiful thing. And I really want to support you in doing that. And if you're not part of our Facebook group, look us up. It's a private group you can join. And those are all women entrepreneurs. Your Life Designed. It's a Facebook group, and I'm sure on my website I have some links to it. And the free bonuses I'm going to send you in an email. And let's see, so I'm going to send you 23 ways or steps to take to start your business. So this isn't anything spiritual or any of the intuitive stuff. This is really practical, pragmatic steps to take to start a business. This is what you have to do as far as filing and paperwork and all of the structure and marketing concepts that you need to start thinking about if you're ready to start a business. The second bonus will be the bit more cheat sheet, and when you download that, and you can take a look at it where it talks about the feeling state, there's another link inside of there that gets you right to the list. It's a brainstorm list, really, that will help you define your 3 feeling state words. And those are the words you want to embody. And then, of course, my free discovery session. So take advantage, you guys. I'm not going to offer this forever. This is a very limited time. I'm so super excited to be able to even bring that to you and share that with you, and I'm so glad that we got to spend this time together. I'd love to hear what you got most out of it. I better have gotten those 2 emails, and let me know how I can help you. Again, that discovery session is such a gift for you, and it also helps me because I want to know how to help you more, and I start to deliver my podcast and my trainings based on what you're telling me and what helps you the most. And I'm about to do another one for overcoming perfectionism, because that is one of the most widely used ones. And I think that it's easy to hear all of these things and think that things need to be perfect. And they don't. They just need to be done. So enjoy your messy, beautiful, meaningful life. Enjoy your day, and I can't wait to hear from you.